I've been having a pretty slow last 2 weeks, so I dove into all of my trades over the last 2 weeks today to really see what's causing me to have this lack of conviction in my trades. I've been super scattered mentally every morning going into the open, so I took a step back, looked this afternoon, and finally found the issue. Let's go ahead and dive into it. So every morning I post a pre-market and nightly watch list. Of course, like all professional traders, you've got to come into the market with a plan. If you don't have a plan going into the day, you're probably going to get chopped around. So today I had JetBlue, I had MLGO, I had Chewy. Those are my three plans. Now I want to go over what happened today. So on Chewy this morning out of the open, I said I was looking for a bounce out of open, a capitulation bounce off of the 1650s, off the all-time low for the move back up into its daily range to 18 and 19 bucks. And what you can see here is we got the perfect move here. It literally capitulated out of the open, found heavy buyers out of open, but I didn't catch most of this move. Now what happened here is I took it right out of open, and I first traded it for a loss. I played it from 17.3, got stopped at 17.08. Had my stops too tight, right? Because I was too scattered looking elsewhere. We got into the open. I knew I was watching Chewy today, but at the same time, I was looking at the scanner for a new setup all at the same time, rather than just zoning in, focusing in on this one setup here to make sure I'm maximizing and executing my plan to a T, right? So I traded this horribly. I really should have looked for pullbacks right near the 17 level like I planned on the pre-market watch list. The plan this morning was to look for pullbacks after it capitulates after the open, and I didn't even risk the low at the opening range up 1686. So we risked 1708, had it way too tight. Had it way too tight because I was scattered elsewhere looking at the scans on setups that I hadn't even planned for. This has happened the last couple of days. So right, this would have been a massive trade for me today. I mean, you figure from the 17 area all the way to 1930s, right? Got to move all the way to 1930s. Overall, about break even on this today because I wasn't zoned in. I wasn't focused on the plans that I had for the day. Same goes for JetBlue. I didn't even trade JetBlue today, and I had this for entry today to watch over 5.2. Now, would I have played this? Probably not. It's not a very liquid stock. I don't really like trading JetBlue, as you can see. Even today, it wasn't very liquid. Typically, even less liquid. But today, it was not liquid enough for me to say, yeah, I want to trade this. Chewy, on the other hand, Chewy's a very liquid stock. Usually trades very well. Would have loved to have really capitalized on this today. We analyzed it correctly in pre-market, had the perfect plan on it, and it played out to a T, but I wasn't focused on this. I was focused too much on other names, which I hadn't planned for. So I wasn't able to maximize on this, and I didn't have enough conviction because I was distracted elsewhere, right? MLGO, I was looking at this over the high, never got the high break, didn't even play it after open. We had two small wins on it in the morning. Overall, we had a 2.3% win and a 6% win on it in pre-market. That's all I played on MLGO today. But that's what I wanted to go over in this video is I just feel like I'm not zoning in on the setups that I really need to be focused on. And if we even go back to last week's pre-market watch list too, even yesterday's on NEO, I had NEO planned for entry over 765 because we had range to 8 and 830. And if we look at NEO from yesterday, I didn't even play this, right? I didn't even play this. And you can see, it literally set up to a T. Look, clear downstream break over 765. Look, clear downstream break over 765. You got VWAP right below price with every EMA curling right below price to add some confluence. Literally right over 765, and it got the move all the way over our targets of $8, all the way up to our second target where that 830 was, right? But I didn't play it because you want to know why? I was distracted with other charts on my scanner rather than the setups that I had planned for the day. Same with SOAR. I said I was watching for a halt at the open. Guess what? It halted at open. Didn't play it because I was too focused on looking for new setups, hitting the scan at open. Right? Same goes with last week. We had Affirm, we had ALT, we had MINM. You know, a lot of these, even CRWD, we didn't get the full move on because we were too focused and spread out elsewhere. I think even Footlocker also made the massive move as well on the 29th. If we look at Footlocker here, take a look. Footlocker on the 29th, which was also on our pre-market plans. Look at this on Footlocker. We want an entry on this. Let's go back to the 29th. We want an entry on this over 27. Look at this. I didn't play this, right? So our pre-market plans are perfect. What it comes down to is not executing my plans because I'm too scattered, you know, looking at other setups. So CRWD hit targets. FL hit targets, right? GameStop hit targets. VVOS hit targets. This thing ended up running 1,000% from this post here. This ended up running more than 1,000% from this post, right? So what it really comes down to, you know, we've been doing well. Today we didn't have a bad day. The issue is I'm too scalpy because I'm not focused in on those setups that I've planned for the day. I need to just focus on not so much some new setups, but I need to focus on what I've planned for the day to make sure that I'm just maximizing my profits on those trades and just trading those to a T, just trading my plan to a T with actual conviction, only focusing on just maximizing and milking those setups, right? So that's going to be the focus until the rest of the week and the rest of the month is really dialing back in, really getting dialed back in, right? So, very, very aware that, my results this week weren't typical. So we really need to get back to the drawing board, which I did today over lunch. Came to this realization that I've been too scattered. I've been like, why am I so anxious going into open? Why am I looking around so much at all these different setups? And it came to me today. I'm like, well, hold on. I'm too busy staring at the scanner looking for new setups when I've been planning for my trades for hours already. I've already got multiple plans up ready to go, and I'm too busy looking at the scans for setups that aren't even there. If the gap scan doesn't show me setups, I don't need to be forcing setups, right? I need to be focusing on what I did like, and that's it. So that's the big thing, and why I've, had some lacking execution this week, and I'm excited to get into Friday to really change things around, and into next week, really, really excited to end this month on a really good note. It took me 2 days to find the issue to my problems, and the issue is with a lot of traders, they'll have a drawdown in their trading, or a lack of execution, lack of quality execution in their trading, and rather than taking a step back to see what's wrong, they'll just blame the market and blame the market and blame the market, which you can't do. You've got to see, okay, you got to step back and say, okay, what is in my control? What's not in my control? If you've, got mistakes you're making that are in your control, you've got to fix it. That's the only way to see any real improvement in your trading. If you want to change the outcome, you've got to change the, input. You're going to change what you're putting in if you want to change what you're getting out. So this is what I'm going to be changing going into the rest of the week and the rest of the month. And really should never have changed off of this. This is what we used to do. Just stick to the plans from the morning. And, that's how we were able to have our 70, 80% win rates every week, with some pretty stress-free plans. So going back to this tomorrow, we're human. We all make mistakes. But, what it comes down to is how you learn from those mistakes. And, I learned from that today. It's been a choppier week. It's been a slower week. And I'm ready to crush it for the rest of the week. So hope you guys learned something from this video. If you ever found yourself to be in this position too, or you find yourself being too scatter-minded into the open, this might help you too. Make sure you've got a plan ready to go for the day. My plans tend to crush it every day. So I'm excited to get into tomorrow. Hope to see you guys in the Discord tomorrow. Make sure to claim your 5-week trial in my bio. And if you did learn something, make sure to share, follow, and like this video. And I'll see you guys next time.